despite all the Mutalisk and Zergling fire, and that was just what he needed, to buy those extra 10 seconds to get those lurkers on that ramp, and now that ramp is not going to be assailable until he gets the vessels out. So he's secured that third base. So nicely done by Odin, just buying enough time there through deception and through attacking to make sure he secures that third base. Now it looks like he's moving towards the natural expansion, though. He's not going to have to worry about a ramp with lurkers on the top of the ramp. He may still have to worry about lurkers, but he's moving in towards that natural expansion. He's got a lot of medic marines there. This could be really bad for Odin, actually. He's just finally hashed a lurker now. He's probably going to comsat that location before he goes in. He needed to have some lurkers in the middle of the field, trying to do a stop lurkers or something like that to deal with these medic marines before they have science vessels support. There's just a single lurker there. He's almost certainly going to comsat that location to make sure there's no lurkers there, to see what kind of defenses he has before going in. If he does, he could probably easily take out those lurkers if he has a nice spread on his marines, if he has range upgraded, which he certainly does by now. Yeah, he has to have range upgraded. But what the hell is going on? Greater Spire already? Wow. So we see Odin going for really, really quick tech. I did not realize he was going for that early of a Queen's Nest. And now a tank is in the mix as well, so if he can get within shelling distance there, he's going to be in really good shape to just take down that front door and really put the hurt on Odin's base there. He's got only 3 lurkers there. That's really not a lot. The tank and the medic marines should be able to deal with that really easily. If the tank ever gets there. Yeah, it is going to get there. It's really, really unfortunate for Odin. He couldn't get any kind of stop lurker set up. Somewhere in the middle, because MVP has just been marching his troops, his reinforcements across willy-nilly, without regard for having science vessels or anything like that. And now the shelling begins. 2 defilers are out now. I don't think he has quite upgraded yet. It will be up very soon. A couple Zerglings running away, just getting caught off. Maybe just there to take hits or something. Here comes the defiler. Goes out, the lurkers are going to go in, burrow underneath the swarm. Nicely done, and he's actually going to defend his natural expansion barely in the nick of time. And taking a 4th base at 12 o'clock as well. Dropship coming into that location, though. Lurkers on the ramp aren't going to be able to do much good. Dropship gets taken out. Only a few mutas there, though, to defend with those sunken colonies. And he may be able to even range that Evo chamber. And actually, no, MVP coming in from the other side as well. Just sort of a normal attack. Whoa, that lurker had just a couple hits left on it. And getting a swarm on top of it just barely in time. Just barely enough to stop those marines from marching up there and taking that over. And he runs into the swarm. Oh, some stuff gets underneath the swarm just in time. Almost a very clutch maneuver there by MVP, getting underneath the swarm to block the Zerglings from getting far enough into the swarm to be protected. And anyway, but at least he stops that 4th base from going up. And he's shelled the gas as well. Just destroyed the gas, the extractor there. So now back down to 2 gas. He's got that Greater Spire, but I don't know what exactly. Why did he go for a Greater Spire if he wasn't going to use it at all? He had Mutalisks kind of sitting around, but now he hasn't morphed any of them. Maybe he's worried about getting those defilers up. That's really strange that we don't see any Guardians or anything like that. Those would be a really nice addition, especially standing on top of, sitting behind the lurkers and that kind of thing. So, yeah, really kind of a strange call going for that Greater Spire. Maybe what he may have done is he may have gone for the Greater Spire, expecting to have more Mutalisks around and expecting to be able to come out with a surprise attack, something like that. Maybe he was expecting to do more damage with his Mutalisks in the first place. But either way, point being, he felt too much pressure from MVP and had to just get what he could and just had to get the defilers out. Like, well, I mean, he wouldn't make a momentary decision to get defilers, but maybe he just decided he couldn't afford the gas to go for Guardians. He needed other units out right then and there because of all the pressure he was getting. Bunch of Firebats and Marines coming out to reinforce that location, though. We could see him try and bust into the natural expansion. The swarm is down. The defiler gets picked off by those Marines. The vessel gets picked off, though, so he's not going to be able to see those those lurkers without some scan or something like that. But here comes the Firebats. They're actually going to get slaughtered a little bit by those slaughtered a little bit. Yes, only slaughtered a little bit by those lurkers, having to be forced to fall back, and MVP taking a third base now. So MVP at 3 bases, and Odin just at his 3 bases as well. It looks like he's trying to get a 4th base up right now, but doesn't currently have that 4th base. So things looking really good for MVP. He's just got a lot of map control. He's got extra base going right now. He's got Odin pinned in his base. He's doing really, really well. But oh man, Defilers can be the great equalizer in ZVT play. And oh, the plagued units just walking into the Defilers, and now MVP running mouth agape into these Zerglings and Mulisks with a couple dropships of units. Looks like most of the units do get out, though, and he's able to get a good squad in there. It looks like the Nidus Canal is going to be able to support that, though, and Swarm's going to go down, Lurker's going to go down, and MVP, not paying attention, does not move his units out from underneath the Swarm, so they die. And but oh, he loses that 4th base again getting picked off by that group of Marines. He's really not supporting that very well. He really should get that Defiler down there, and a single Scourge just moseying on up to the Science Vessel, taking a shot. That gas mine, that extractor rather, again under fire. It looks like it will go down in just a minute, but now the tank's distracted, attacking these lurkers and lings coming out, just barely underneath that swarm right now. The lurkers are going to go down. There's only a couple lurkers, so that door is on the verge of folding right now. He's just holding on by the skin of his teeth, barely, with some swarms and a couple lurkers. And oh, what's going on there? Oh, he didn't target the Scourge. Oh, picks off the Scourge. Nicely done. Protecting those dropships this time. It looks like he may be trying to ferry some troops up into the main. Oh no, he goes around the back. 2 dropships were the forces dropping out into that natural expansion, and as soon as the lurkers go down with their fair share of drone and Zergling kills, oh, but it looks like the dropships are going to go down as well, at least one of them, and the other one as well, and only 2 Marines survive. So unfortunately, it would have been a perfect little attack there with minimal losses and doing a lot of damage, but then he ended up losing all of it anyway, so kind of cancels out there. Excuse me. Anyway, but yeah, Odin's just kind of barely holding on here. MVP just has really good map control right now, and Odin is just barely fighting things off with just a few units here and there. And here comes up the ramp finally. Oh, Swarm going down on that lurker again, just in the nick of time. More lurkers, but now he's building up decent sized vessel count, and that is really going to be the nail in the coffin. Is those vessels are going to. What is he doing? He's raiding an Overlord. What's that all about? Was he hoping the Overlord would hang around above the Zerglings? That was silly. Maybe he missed the lurker and accidentally clicked the Overlord. That would be equally silly. So I don't know what's going on there. But now that he has that many vessels, he's going to be able to just run around and irradiate the crap out of anything that comes around. It looks like he's going in for a drop with a lurker and a defiler, and it gets completely picked off. Wasn't paying attention or something like that. But yeah, whoa, Scourge almost hit, but don't quite hit. Yeah, now that he has all those, I mean, barely fighting with a skeleton crew of a couple lurkers and a couple defilers can work, but not when there's vessels, because the vessels completely can dispatch the few lurkers and defilers. You need a lot of lurkers and defilers so you have spares even after they get irradiated. You need to be putting out a ton of defilers and lurkers, but he's not really able to do that. He's only got 3 bases and 3 gas, 2.5 gas, because some of his gas hasn't even been running. So look at it, he's got 2 more. MVP has 2 more bases going up now, so he's just going to have a huge economy. All he needs to do is plant in another 6 racks and just pump crap out, and he'll win. But it doesn't matter. Odin, realizing how screwed he was, his front door also finally breached. Finally, GG's. MVP looking very satisfied there, taking a win for his team when he's probably not used to that, and looking very happy. That's a good Christmas present he can give to his fellow teammates. Anyway, so the next few matches, if there's a few, I don't know how many there are, should be even better. Looking forward to Turn versus Quandaros the next match. I will see you there in just a moment.